The RKTek 827 kit. A lot of people have been asking me what I think of it. And I couldn't really give you a solid opinion on it until I got to run it. And you know, it's like everything else I do. I really want to make sure that I have a good handle on it, that I've put it through its paces and tested things out before I tell you that it's any good. And I did it with this, you know, and I think I've gone over and above. I think I've tested it a little bit harder than most people would have. I think that most of the time, probably about 80% of the time, the throttle is right to the handlebar. And I'm on record saying that I'm going to punish this thing, and I did, and I have, for almost 500 miles. I have beat this motor to death, and it just still keeps producing, and it actually keeps producing better power. I just feel that it's probably broken in now. I haven't done a whole lot of clutching. You know, I just put this new track on it, wasn't hooking up very well. With this new track on it, this thing is just, it's grabbing on, and it's a completely new sled. It's really delivering the power from that motor to the track. Now I need to do the clutching. The clutching, admittedly, is, you know, I'm behind on that because there's still some 700 ZX components in that primary clutch and the secondary as well. So I need to swap that stuff out. And once I get that hammered out, man, it's probably going to be even more of an arm jerker. Because right now, this just wants to rip my arms out of the sockets, and I kind of like that. I haven't done anything to this motor. You guys have seen the videos. I have a lot more videos to put out. I just haven't had time because I've got about 100 hours of footage, and the editing is time consuming, and I'm trying to get as much done before the end of the season as I can. I've been racing this. They're not a drag sled, but you know what? Everybody loves a race on a field against another snowmobile. Doesn't matter what kind of sled it is. We're out there having fun. It's reliable. It's given me more power than I thought, and you know, a lot of guys, a lot of these engine builders make assertions on their websites, and I don't always believe them because they sound like they're always trying to sell something. And you know, it just boils down to the engine manufacturer, in this case RKTek. He's confident in this motor, and what comes across is a little bit of a cockiness on his website, and he's going to watch this video and laugh at that. But what comes across as cockiness is actually the confidence in that motor. He's built hundreds of these kits, hasn't sold as many of them recently because everybody's got the 860s, you know, they've got the 800R motor that they can do the work to. But this is still a very solid platform. It's been well used in many, many machines with probably tens and hundreds of thousands of miles. I don't even know how many miles all total with all the sleds he's had. So, you know, it's rock solid. I have had some people contact me saying, oh, you're not going to like it, just blah, blah. I generally sit back and I say, you know what, I'm going to try this motor out first. I'm going to try this, give the guy a chance, see what his, what the follow-up is like. You know, if I contact him, what kind of help, assistance he's going to give me. And he's been very helpful with this. And honestly, you guys saw it. I put this motor in and I pulled the cord and it started. I didn't have to do anything crazy. I didn't have to mess around with anything. It just worked the way it was, you know, the way he told me it was going to work. And it just keeps getting more powerful and stronger as the things get broken in. He told me about 300 miles to break those rings in because they're a pretty solid ring, just the way that they're made, that he had them made. So, man, it's tight. It's reliable. I brought it into my camp. It's about 75 or 100 miles each way, and usually we leave a sled on the trail. We've done that every time, every trip, and you know what we did? JL Scandic broke down, but this one, you know, it didn't. That's why I brought the VK. I said, now I'm going to go out and I'm going to punish the bejesus out of this, see if I can't break it, and I didn't have to tow it out. And it's a harsh environment. It's freakishly cold. It's stump grinding. We're running over trees and stumps and rocks and all kinds of stuff. And this thing was to the bar the whole time. Very solid. Ran the way he said it was going to run. I'm completely impressed. And I would have to say, when people ask me, Louis, what's the single best performance upgrade you can recommend for my snowmobile? I would have to say that's it. Yeah, it's going to cost you a bit more money, but performance-wise, that's going to do it. you're going to compete with guys, you're going to run down the lake and on the trails and in the fields against guys with bigger sleds, bigger motors. You're gonna trash them. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And this is a 2003, and you guys have seen the video. It had, what, 36,000 kilometers on it when I got it. I mean, it's been beaten hard, right? And she's a performer now. It's a completely new snowmobile. If you've destroyed your top end and you need some engine work, now's the time to do that. Throw that engine in there or throw that top end on there. Get it from Kelsey. It's going to blow your socks off. And I've rebuilt this motor a couple of times because of the way that we've run it. We've run a few different races with it. I've leaned it right out, lowered the base gasket. I've done a whole bunch of things. I've advanced the timing. You guys just think that these things are breaking all the time because I can't put it together, but I'm fiddling around with things, trying to make them a little bit more crazy, and that's the price you pay. But I didn't have real confidence in that. I didn't have confidence in the 800 top end. I'm just not really happy with it. But this is a totally different beast. This I'm confident in. It's giving me reliability. It's giving me power. It's just basically rock and roll. So, I got to tell you, very happy. I got to thank Kelsey, RKTek. Really helped me out. And he's given me a lot of good advice as well, how to set it up, how to get things done, the fine-tuning. He's done so many of these, and he's clutched them, and he's done all that. And that's really what I'm working on next, is setting up all the clutching so it's just rock solid. And then I know that I'm going to get a lot more out of this motor. I want to get everything out of it that I really can and push it to its limits. Just kind of the way I roll. So I got to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go check out twostrokeheads.com. Tell Kelsey that I told you to call him. That's important. He wants to know if you guys watch my videos, basically. And you know what? Join us on Facebook and stay tuned for more videos from this bad boy. I'm going to go out and have some fun right now.